Hey everyone, are you looking for an anime with hate and betrayal? In today's video we will see 10 anime where the main character gets betrayed and returns overpowered to get his revenge. But before we start, be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications to never miss upcoming videos. In 10th place comes an Revengeᴜᴜ, from commonplace to world's strongest. The ordinary life of 17-year-old otaku Hajime Nagumo is disrupted when he and his classmates are summoned to a fantasy world and tasked with saving mankind. While his classmates are gifted with impressive abilities useful in combat, Hajime is belittled for only gaining an inferior transmutation skill that lacks any real offensive power. But betrayed by his friends and fighting with monsters turned him into a being most powerful than anyone. I think many people watched it already. It got both love and hate, but to be honest, as a isekai fan I enjoyed watching it. In 9th place is Claymore. In the world of Claymore, monsters called Yoma roam around the land disguising as ordinary humans and eating their guts. In order to combat these beings, an organization with no name creates warriors that are human Yoma hybrids, the titular Claymores. Our narrative follows a particular Claymore named Claire as she travels the land, fighting Yoma and completing missions for the organization. You quickly learn that there's a particular Yoma she's chasing after to take revenge for the death of someone she loved. Unfortunately, the one she's chasing is a particularly powerful variety called an awakened being. Overall, the anime is quite good. If you love action-adventure anime, this one is for you. In 8th place is the heroic legend of Arslan. The setting takes place in an alternative version of the Middle East. And from the beginning, we learn of a warring conflict that erupts between two factions, Pars and Lusitania. At a young age, we meet Arslan, and he witnesses the reality of war, bloodshed, chaos, and death by the Lusitanian forces. The premise also establishes that Daryun, a former high-ranking military officer, gets acquainted with Arslan. The story then goes on to show the adventures of Arslan, Daryun, and others as they struggle to regain Pars from the enemy. As with the way the premise sets up, there's a whole load of potential with its direction. In particular, there's character growth that really becomes evident for Arslan. In addition, we see character relationships that expands beyond just military acquaintances, such as the relationship between Arslan and Daryun. While essentially showing that Arslan is a naive young man, he is also known as the Prince of Pars. By holding such title, the people of Pars seems to hold a respect for him. In particular, we meet others that join him and Daryun along the way to help him in his quest to restore Pars. In 7th place is 91 Days. The story is set in the early 1900s during Prohibition. It starts with Revengeᴜᴜ Bruno, the main character, receiving a letter and going back to the flashback of his past, when his family was brutally murdered by Veneti family, and he was the sole survivor. Running away for 7 years, he's finally back in his hometown to seek vengeance, with the assist of his father's friend who sends him the letter earlier. It's an anime with a much darker theme, and things like violence, gruesome killings, fast pacing are inevitable, so it may not please everyone, but with each episode, the story progresses and gets really compelling. In 6th place is Redo of Healer. I'm not gonna lie, this anime literally pushed past the limit of ecchi anime. The first episode had me thinking, which site am I on, or is it the actual anime? But as the episode progressed, things became more brutal. All said and done, this anime is not for everyone and not meant for everyone as well. So all I can say is watch it at your own risk. In 5th place is Yona of the Dawn. Princess Yona leads a peaceful life. Her only worries is whether or not her hair color suits her, and if she's gonna be able to marry her beloved childhood friend Suwon. But one day he stops by the castle for a week. However, her father forbids their marriage for reasons beyond her understanding. Then suddenly her beloved Suwon drives a blade through the chest of the king, while she runs into the room to talk to him about her marriage. Heartbroken and stripped of her status as royalty, Yona lives as a fugitive on the run, accompanied only by one of the king's trusted shogun, Haku. By the end of this show, you will love it. It's really something worth your time. In fourth place is Blast of Tempest. In this anime the story was put together in a great yet questionable way. There were many parts of the anime that could be related to the famous works of Shakespeare. With plot twists that would leave you confused, the story was never boring. The twisted tale of love, hate, revenge, and a touch of magic was most definitely satisfying, especially how the ending wrapped up the entire story. I sincerely wish that they would make a sequel. As much as I'd like to tell you more about the story, I'd rather have you watch it, as I believe you will definitely enjoy it. In third place is Black Butler. Young Seal Phantom Hive is known as the Queen's Guard dog, taking care of the many unsettling events that occur in Victorian England for Her Majesty. Aided by Sebastian Michaelis, his loyal butler with seemingly inhuman abilities, Seal uses whatever means necessary to get the job done. In Seal's past lies a secret tragedy that enveloped him in perennial darkness. During one of his bleakest moments, he formed a contract with Sebastian, a demon, bargaining his soul in exchange for vengeance upon those who wronged him. Today, not only is Sebastian one hell of a butler, but he is also the perfect servant to carry out his master's orders, all the while anticipating the delicious meal he will eventually make of Seal's soul. As the two work to unravel the mystery behind Seal's chain of misfortunes, a bond forms between them that neither heaven nor hell can tear apart. In second place is The Rising of the Shield Hero. We all know about The Rising of the Shield Hero. When thinking about a list about betrayal, this is the first thing that comes to everybody's mind. The anime itself was pretty enjoyable to me, and as an isekai fan I have to say, this show wasn't generic. It shows many sides of our main character Naofumi as he gets betrayal, hate, and love. Overall, it wasn't a bad watch and most people will definitely enjoy it. Also, Season 2 and 3 has already been announced and Season 2 is coming pretty soon. In first place is Vinland Saga. I'm sure most of you probably watched, or at least heard of Vinland Saga. This was aired on December of 2019, and it's really popular with its story, action, and some other aspects. Thorfinn is the central protagonist as we focus on his rebellious life. During his childhood, he was happier like an ordinary kid before his life changed forever. Now, he carries a vengeful attitude with a rebellious nature while trusting almost no one but himself. He is what I describe as a survivalist, someone who is opportunistic, wild, and unpredictable. He is fundamentally a decent person, although some of his actions are questionable throughout the series. Alright everyone, that's it for today's list. Be sure to subscribe for more if you haven't already, and also let us know your thoughts on the video in the comments section and give a like as it will help us bring more awesome videos in the future. Also, you can join our Discord server to chat with other otakus like yourself. With that being said, see you next time.